Hi, I'm Joe, and today I'm going to show you how I made this sweet little porch bench out of reclaimed roofing timbers, just like this one. Okay, so here's the material I've got to work with. As I said, these are old roofing joists which I rescued out of a skip. They come in varying lengths, and as you can see by the edge, they're all beaten up, and they were full of nails too. So first things first, I removed all the nails, and now I'm going to pass them through the thicknesser so I can get a nice clean edge on the top and the bottom. So at this point I realised that dust collection is pretty much essential here, so I rig up my shop vac with a bit of trusty masking tape. Here I'm cutting down the lengths to size. I need 4 lengths of 45 centimeters for the legs and 2 lengths of 1.2 meters for the top. I don't end up using every piece I had, and if you wanted to make one of these yourself, you could get everything you needed from just one 3-meter length of joist. That'll set you back less than £17. Now with all 6 pieces cut to size, it's back to the jointer to get some nice edges ready for gluing. Now with the glue dry, I'm ready to attach the legs to the top. I'm going to do this using what is essentially just large box joints. Now there's no specific measurements for these. You could do 3, you could do 4, you could do 5. Really, you just space them evenly along the bench top. The only restriction is that the depth of your cut on the legs has to be the same as the thickness of the top. I clamp the 2 legs together so I can pass them through this table saw at the same time. Removing most of the material with the table saw leaves a lot less work to do with the chisel. Now I can use the legs as a template to mark out what material I need to remove from the top. And there's the first side on. Some gentle persuasion with the mallet. And square to make sure it's nice and 90 degrees. Looks good. The process of turning the other leg is obviously exactly the same, so I didn't bother filming it. So this is just a dry fit, really, just to make sure all the joints are good. With the bench disassembled, it's time to put some detail on the side. This is just a printout from the computer with some spray adhesive used to stick it down, and I can use that as a template to follow with the router. With the routing done, I then just use some standard black spray paint, spray over the whole surface, sand the top away, and you're left with a really nice inlay. And now we're ready for the final assembly. Lots of glue in the joints, and I use a square throughout the entire process just to make sure the legs are a perfect 90. And now we're ready for the stain. I chose a dark wood stain on this one, and I really like how it turned out. Applying a final finish to a piece like this is always pretty nerve-wracking. As you can see, I've got a sample of the bench in the background on the table there. Now, I would always recommend keeping an offcut or a piece from your work and then trying out all the different oils, varnishes, stains, whatever it is you want to use. Try it out on the sample piece first, because different woods will turn different colours with the same oil, so you really never know how it's going to turn out. Because, you know, if you do the whole thing in a stain that you don't like, your only option is to just sand it all back and start again, and that's really soul destroying. So after the stain dries, here I am applying my first coat of varnish. After applying the stain and the varnish, it raises the grain of the wood, so here I am giving it a very fine sanding with a high grit sandpaper, and then on top of that applying another thin coat of the same varnish. So that's the bench build done, guys, and I gotta be honest, I really like how this has turned out. It's a pretty solid, sturdy bench, and you know, you could put a ton of weight on this. It ain't going anywhere. And I think the box joints on the side really make it pop, and it looks good. The detailing here, in case you're wondering, I designed this to be a porch bench to sit outside my front door, and 84 is just my house number. Guys, I've been making things like this for years, and it's a real hobby of mine, but I've never made a YouTube video before. This is my first time, and I really enjoyed the experience, actually. But your feedback is really appreciated. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you hated it, let me know in the comments, but your feedback would be appreciated. So thanks very much.